Hi everyone, welcome to week 11. The topic this week is sort of daily interaction. You'll notice that we skip chapter 11 and go straight to chapter 12, and the only real reason for this is that I like chapter 12 more. So it's your last reading quiz. That's exciting. You're done with the textbook. And this information is really helpful in daily life. So your textbook will cover things like quasi-courtship behaviors, turn taking. We'll talk a little bit more about deception, things like that. Um, the reason that this week or this topic is important is because all semester we have broken down nonverbal communication into little pieces, right? So we've talked about eye contact and we've talked about touch and we've talked about appearance and we've studied each of those little components individually, and this unit really wraps it all up and says, okay, what does that mean daily? Because we don't just use one thing at a time, right? We use a lot of things simultaneously. So this chapter is a really good way to sort of synthesize what we've covered all semester. So when we talk about quasi-courtship behaviors, quasi-courtship is a really funny thing. It's essentially behaviors that could be construed as flirting, but aren't necessarily flirting, right? So you could be a mixed message. And the problem with this is that some people are flirtier than others, right? So some people you could talk to them for an hour and have no idea that they're hitting on you. Other people flirt. I am a flirter. I flirt with everyone and everything. I flirt with babies. I flirt with old people. I flirt with puppies. And that can get me in trouble, as you might imagine, because then all of a sudden puppies think I'm looking for a relationship and I'm not. It can also get you in trouble if your significant other thinks you're flirting with other people. Not that that's happened to me, but it could have gotten me in trouble, right? Hypothetically. So, quasi-courtship behaviors are really interesting, and you're going to talk about maybe misinterpreted signals, sending or receiving them. The activity report in this week is a TED Talk, and if you're unfamiliar with TED Talks, they're a really great resource to bridge the gap between kind of what I say, what the textbook says, and what else is happening out in the real world in terms of social science. So TED Talks are technology and education, and you'll watch the full video, and the purpose of this video is to determine sort of whether or not body language can impact your daily life outcomes. And Amy Cuddy does a really good job of um, kind of giving some anecdotes and going over her process, and then you'll respond to the questions in kind. So I want you to look for contradictions though, right? Like there's no right or wrong answer in social science, and that's both awesome and super frustrating sometimes. But look for contradictions. Is she saying things that your textbook doesn't say? Am I telling you things that are not in your textbook? Am I saying things that contradict what she says? Things like that are important to be aware of because there are so many interpretations in a topic like this. Um, Also, I should have mentioned it, but you guys have a research paper and an impact paper, and they're going to be due at the end of the semester. So you should start working on them because I haven't ever said that before. So let me know if you have questions. Do be conscious of time. We are winding down, so I want you to make sure that you're really devoting enough time and energy towards those bigger assignments. But I will be in touch. Let me know if you have questions. Thanks so much.